Joe Biden pardoned everyone. Is this even constitutional? Man, let's check this out.
Here's a quote from President Biden. It says, "That is why I am exercising my authority under the Constitution to pardon General Mark Milley, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the members of Congress and staff who served on the Select Committee, and the U.S. Capitol and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified before the Select Committee." He goes on to say the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. He goes on to say our nation owes these public servants a debt of gratitude.
Listen, they full of it. Listen, man. Pardons is for criminals, people who've been charged with something, all the above. We let the one with his son slide because we already knew that whole court case was just a sham, just for the people, right? Because guess what happened? We knew he was going to pardon his son, right? But this right here, these people not even in jail, they're not even accused of crime. Well, allegedly they did things, right? But this guy did a preemptive pardon for them. Like, listen, he like that future crimes in this show. I can't even remember the show. But what I'm saying is, he was like, you know what? I believe that they're gonna get found with some type of shenanigans, so I'm gonna cover them in advance. What type of foolishness is that? Thank God they are gone.
Gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country. Now, just to provide some perspective for you of this breaking news, we continue to follow the Associated Press reporting that President Joe Biden pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, again, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Look how he's looking around. He's looking around like, oh, I did good? I did good, guys? Yeah, I did good. Yeah? Somebody pat me on the head, please. It's like he don't know what's going on, and he just trying to make sure he make everybody around him, like he please them. He's like, oh, when I sign stuff, they clap, so I'm going to sign whatever. This dude pardoned the Cash for Kids guys. The dude went on to death row and pardoned 37 out of 40. If you're against death row, just pardon everybody then. No. I'm going to do another video to see who he pardoned from the death row. These guys is stone cold killers, killing cops. I'm getting excited.
Using the extraordinary powers of his office in his final hours to guard against potential, quote, revenge by the incoming Trump administration. The decision by Biden comes after Donald Trump warned of an enemies list filled with those who have crossed him politically or sought to hold him accountable for his attempt to overturn his 2020 election loss and his role in the storming of the U.S. Capitol back on January 6, 2021. We know Trump has selected cabinet nominees who backed his election lies and who have pledged to punish those involved in efforts to investigate him. That's coming from President Joe Biden. And then we did read that graphic to you, this one moments ago, coming from President Biden. Now, we do know it's customary for a president to grant clemency at the end of his term, but those acts of mercy are usually offered to everyday Americans who have been convicted of crimes. But Biden has used the power in the broadest and most untested way possible to pardon those who have not even been investigated yet. And with the acceptance comes a admission of guilt or wrongdoing, even though those who have been pardoned have not been formally accused of any crime.
Lord, I pray and I hope that they could still investigate and expose them. Because in this political world, your reputation is more valuable than money. Yeah. Because guess what happened, right? If they investigate, they can't go to jail. But if they investigate, they can still tarnish their name. Let the American people know exactly who we're dealing with. That's why I say there is a possibility that he could go Republican for the next couple of years. Next couple terms, I should say. Right? Because once he exposed these people for what they did, more people going from the center going to start moving right. It will be a great day in America when that happens. Trump, keep investigating. Expose all of them. Now, if you think that's all, guess what happened, right? He did a preemptive pardons for his family. You believe that? For his family. What your family do? You the president. They living their life, minding their business, enjoying their money. What do you have to pardon them for? Your son was a criminal. We understand that. Like, all right, cool. But what are you pardoning your family for? What they do? What they got to hide? Shh, boy, I tell you.
In an extraordinary move, just minutes before Trump was sworn in, Joe Biden issued several presidential pardons to politicians, public servants and members of his own family, none of whom have been charged with any crime.
I think it was unfortunate that he did that.
Pardoned today were Biden's brother and sister-in-law, James and Sarah Jones
What they got to hide?
Biden. His sister, Valerie Biden Owens,
What they got to hide?
and her husband, John. Frank Biden, his youngest sibling, was also included. So too...
What Frank got to hide, man? You're Frankie boy. What you got to hide? Why your big bro got to pardon you? Did you do something behind the scenes? Huh? Some bad business dealing with all y'all shell companies? Because nobody know what the Bidens do for, like, all right, what service do they have for the people to pay them all these millions? I'm going to tell you what, all it is influence. That's why he sent his son across overseas to be on a board for something he don't even know nothing about. Right? Influence. Yep. That's what he covering them from. Because if they investigate, they're going to see some shady shenanigans going on. Remember that 10? No, I'm pretty sure. I never even saw it in the news because they don't even push these things. Baron Donalds and them was talking about this 10 million that he was forcing some executive from some outside company to pay them. Oh, my goodness.
Was Dr. Anthony Fauci, the US COVID response chief, plus all who investigated the January 6 riots and those who later testified, including former Capitol Police officer Harry Dunn, and from across the aisle, Republicans who turned their back on Trump, Adam Kinzinger, and also part.
Listen, let me pull it back just a little bit. You gotta see what I'm talking about right here. Let's watch this six-pack. No, 2, 4, 6, 7-pack. The police officer, Harry Dunn, right? These guys and them, sooner or later, the January 6th video is going to come out. Now, if people is pushing on the barrier this way, trying to, express their displeasure, right? And you got gas bombs and whatever they usually shoot, smoke bombs or what, they shoot stuff into the crowd. Won't you shoot from the front so they're going to run away? Guess what they did? They shot behind the people in the middle. Now, listen what I'm saying. They shot behind the people in the middle. So then now everybody going to go like this. The people in the front going to run towards them. The people in the back going to run to the fence. The people on the side run east and run right. People going to run because they don't want to be gassed. So now tensions rose. People start storming. They don't want that guy testimony to come out because they did things wrong or intentionally. Either way, that guy, police officer Harry Dunn, allegedly, that's, because it always alleged because until you see the truth, it's alleged. And Liz Cheney, Trump, remember his interview he had? Go check out that video that I have, when he sat down with that reporter. They delete information, testimony, all these different things. If everybody was saying Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad, you would have seen it in the news. But it wasn't there in the news. They got one person that they put in the news, which is that girl. And then, lo and behold, evidence with text messages, correspondence came out. So that's why he covering Liz Cheney. Catch my drift? It have things out there that a lot of the people don't even know. That's why he covered them. Because now if they were to investigate, they might find some shenanigans. Yep. Boy, I tell you, boy, this guy, he was not for us. How they say it? America last? That's all it was. The American people voted for this to happen. And guess what? He like, I don't care what you guys want. This is what I'm going to do.
On Trump, Adam Kinzinger, and also pardoned was retired General Mark Milley, who Trump once labelled a woke train wreck. His portrait was hung in the Pentagon only 10 days ago. Today, it was removed. These public servants have served our nation with honour and distinction and do not deserve to be the targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions, Biden said. My family has been subjected to unrelenting attacks and threats. Unfortunately, I have no reason to believe these attacks will end. In his 50 years in politics, Joe Biden has never made a move quite like this, perhaps smearing his own legacy for one final power play.
Well, this last video here, I just loved how she summed it up. And when some people say certain things, just make you go, huh. And it makes you reflect. Because she is spot on the type of president this guy was. Check it out.
Is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She's a member of the Senate Judiciary, Commerce, Small Business, Health, Joint Economic, Finance, and Veterans Affairs Committee. Senator Blackburn, it is wonderful to have you. Your reaction to this breaking news?
Oh, Cheryl, they know that they did things that were unlawful and certainly unethical. And President Biden knows this. So as information comes out, he wants to be able to say that he gave them a pardon. And it is basically for them to be held unaccountable for what they did with the committee, with COVID. And I'm not surprised by this at all. This is a president who has worked overtime trying to make illegal legal. So it would suit his agenda, which is America last.
But, you know, Senator, I don't think I personally, we're looking into this. I've never seen this happen before, this quote unquote pre-pardon, if you will. Is this constitutional?
Yep.
I'm sure there will be discussion about that. The president has the right to issue pardons. And indeed, as you're saying, no one has ever issued preemptive pardons. But he did that with Hunter. He has done that now with people that testified against President Trump.
Listen, man. Don't matter how you slice it, this guy pulled a fast one on the American people. Right? Now, the thing is, he pardoned all these people. What about Fannie and them? What about Bragg and them? You know, all these idiots who was on Trump's neck, who went after them with the batteries he put in their back, you know? But hey, I guess it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I tell you, thank God, this torment is over. Yep. So this is another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay blessed. Try not to think about this crazy 4 years we experienced. I love you guys. Peace.